Hi guys, Coach Rote here, head coach of Unified Sports. My assistant coach is Heather Elias, and I would like to start out by thanking her. So Heather, thank you. I feel like I don't need to dive too far into it, but all of us appreciate everything you do for our teams. For those of you who don't know, Unified Sports is a program through the Special Olympics of Maryland where athletes both with and without disabilities come together as teammates for training and competition. Another year has come and gone, and I could not be more proud of our Unified Sports teams. I am fortunate to work with many athletes over 3 different seasons. We are playing tennis in the fall, we are playing bocce in the winter, and we have track in the spring. I'm going to do things a little backwards, and I'm going to start with track. Unfortunately, our season, like other spring sports, was cut short. I was so excited for our group this year and to see what we could do. I can't thank all of you enough for stepping up and stepping in to make our team the best it could be in the brief time we had together. The Sportsmanship Award for track goes to Amelia Robbins. Amelia deserves this award for so many different reasons. She's dedicated, hardworking, and certainly gives everything her all. Next, I'm going to talk about bocce, our winter sport. I will say, our bocce group was a great mix of personalities. The level of competition in our group was astounding. Not only did they refuse to lose in competition against other schools, there was some friendly competition between our 2 teams. Practice was always very productive, and Owen and Andrew were attached at the hip all season. According to them, we didn't need practice because we were just that good. Lucas Michael was laser focused, could pinpoint every winning strategy and even every fault, and always knew what we had to do to be better. He would say whenever we would leave a game, it was just a quick business trip, we took the W, and we're heading home. Justin was quick to let someone know when their ball was a taxi, and Sean, Patrick, and Noah were certainly all-stars. Our ladies kept us sane. Thank you, Madison, Cassie, and Lauren. I'm not quite sure we would have fully survived the season without you. I could always count on them to bring us back to reality when something needed done, and also slide some humor in when we needed it too. When we went to counties, we came out winning on top, gold and silver in both of our divisions, and overall gold sending us to states. States was held at HCC, and our gold-winning county team consisting of Cassie, Madison, Lauren, Noah, and Sean played their hearts out. We took home silver in our division at states, missing it by only a few points, but it was certainly something to still be proud of. Madison, Sean, and Owen are seniors, and each 4-year participants, I wish you the best of luck in the future. And Madison Kinney has been awarded the Sportsmanship Award for bocce. She is a 4-year participant who is a natural leader and has been a dedicated member of the Unified Sports program. Finally, our fall sport, tennis. Our motto this year was small but mighty. And while we may have been small, we certainly had the biggest hearts going into competition. Aaliyah and Madison were our very own Venus and Serena on the courts. I could always count on Justin to lead the pack, and our skills only grew with each day, even though I had to watch out for Patrick's backhand swing at practice. I could always count on Sean to bring positivity to the group, even on the hottest or hardest day, and Miles always brought a smile to your face and worked his butt off. Amelia and Noah were our power team. They gave 110%, and losing was not in their vocabulary. Jessica never hesitated to step up to the plate, and Matt Kopp always brought the humor and an occasional complaint. Honestly, though, I think he's probably going pro. One of my favorite moments was during our match against Boonesboro. Leave it to Amelia to ground me. When we arrived at the Boonesboro courts, Boonesboro coach was asking if everyone needed water or any help with anything and was exceptionally kind. Anyone who knows me knows that I am not necessarily kind, maybe a little more sarcastic. And Amelia turns to me and goes, "Is this what it's like to have a nice coach? Why can't you try that?" Well, the match proceeded, and their coach continued to be very kind, in which I constantly got glances from Amelia. Now, obviously, I'm not incriminating myself here. I'm not mean. But I guess here in Williamsport, we might be a little rough around the edges, but it builds some character. All in all, we didn't come out winning counties or making it to states, but we did come out with some amazing memories, and I'd say that counts for something. Our Sportsmanship Award for tennis goes to Jessica Wilk. She is always willing to go above and beyond, is dedicated, and very hardworking. We are going to miss our seniors next year, but I look forward to what next season holds. I would like to wrap up by saying Unified Sports is an amazing opportunity for any student athlete. Even if you play another sport, in your off season, you can join. It's rewarding, and I'm your head coach. We'll leave it at that. Congratulations to all of our graduating seniors. I know that the end of this year has been a struggle. I know that all of you will persevere and do the best with what you can.
Great evening, everyone. This is Coach Moyer. On behalf of myself and the coaching staff and players, I'd like to thank Mr. Knoll, the administrative team, Athletic Director Emily Crabtree, and the athletic boosters for their support of our program all year. And of course, a huge thank you to our supportive parents, family, and awesome student section and fans. The 2019 Wildcat volleyball season was filled with great memories and huge successes and growth. This year, we had a cohesive senior group that stepped up in many ways to lead and mentor. Additionally, for the second consecutive season, we welcomed 2 freshmen to the varsity team. We opened our regular season with a bang, defined by our first appearance in fresh new uniforms and a dominating 3-set sweep over South High. A great start to a season sprinkled with a competitive schedule this year. We faced strong challenges that created opportunities for us to show determination and to grow within our team as we faced larger schools like Westminster early on, Urbana, and James Wood. During the regular season, Oakdale continued to be a competitive conference rival, and we fell just short of a win, and we hope to have another shot at them in the postseason. A sweet victory over James Wood was a program first and provided a huge stepping stone to advance our confidence in gameplay as we were wrapping up regular season and soon would be preparing for playoffs. As the season progressed, we built on team cohesion and experience. Sophomore Allie Foltz was a blocking factor at the net and worked really hard to complete our middle position, with Reagan Morris, who was a top leader in blocking in the county and who made significant contributions at the net. Lakin Michael and Mackenzie Pryor were powerhouses at the net. Lauren Talton, Grace Caudell, and Maddie Toms rounded out our offense. Mackenzie Shank wore many hats for us as a 6th rotation player, and she was hitting from the front row, another offensive factor. Paige Mason made significant strides this season in the setting and defensive roles. Also in defensive roles were Jenna Shank, Jenna Murray, and Everly Harsh, which was key in our ability to execute our powerhouse offense. We finished our regular season 12-5. As our playoff journey began, we had a strong start, sweeping Middletown and Boonesboro in 3 sets, advancing to the region final at Oakdale. This provided us the opportunity we were anticipating and hoping for. We took on a 5-set battle at Oakdale that had all of the resemblances, intensity, and feels of a state final match between 2 very talented teams. Coming up just short, this match was a display of the commitment, talent, and resilience and heart, a true depiction of leaving it all on the court. This team and season was special and a lot of fun to be a part of, and it is with great pride and pleasure that I get to recognize them now, beginning with our seniors. Lakin Michael. Lakin has been a member of the Williamsport volleyball team for 4 years, 3 on the varsity team, and a 2018 state champion. It's been a pleasure to watch Lakin persevere and grow as an athlete and a person. She's found her voice and has come out of her shell in many ways, and her hard work and commitment, regardless of the adversity along her journey, has paid off in big ways. Her presence at the net was big for us, and she was a power force to be reckoned with. Lakin will be attending Frostburg State University in the fall to continue her volleyball career and major in elementary education. Jenna Shank. Jenna has played volleyball at Williamsport for 4 years, 2 as a varsity member, and is a 2018 state champion. It has been a joy to watch Jenna develop and grow over the years into a confident and independent young lady who was willing to sacrifice for her team and step up in clutch situations. Jenna's competitive spirit brought an intensity and drive to the team. She will continue her volleyball career at HCC in the fall, studying elementary education. Mackenzie Shank was the team captain for us this year, and she's been a member of the volleyball team for 4 years, 3 as a varsity athlete, and she is also a 2018 state champion. It has been a pleasure to watch Mackenzie grow and develop not only as a competitive and skilled athlete, but also as a mature young lady. Mackenzie is very driven and determined and has been willing to put in the work and time to achieve her goals. She will be attending Queen's University of Charlotte to major in biology pre-med and will continue her volleyball career there. Lauren Talton has been a member of the volleyball program at Williamsport for 4 years, 2 years as a varsity athlete, and is a 2018 state champion. It's been a pleasure to coach Lauren and to watch her grow over the years. Her confidence, skill, and leadership has flourished, and she is a well-rounded young lady who has a positive impact on those around her. It was a lot of fun watching her come out of her shell and become a consistent contributor to the team. She persevered, stepped up to any challenge, and was comfortable playing the role the team needed in her. She will continue to her volleyball career at HCC, where she will pursue a degree in dental hygiene. Seniors, I'm very proud of all of you and will hold on to all of the great memories that we've shared together. Thank you for your leadership. You will be missed next season, and we wish you the very best. Stepping up next year for roster spots are returning players Paige Mason, Maddie Toms, Allie Foltz, Reagan Morris, Jenna Murray, Mackenzie Pryor, Grace Caudell, and Everly Harsh. Our postseason awards: the CMC Gamble Division First Team, Mackenzie Pryor, Lakin Michael; Second Team, Mackenzie Shank; Honorable Mention, Reagan Morris and Everly Harsh. The Harold Mill All-County Selections First Team, Lakin Michael and Mackenzie Pryor and Mackenzie Shank; Second Team, Reagan Morris; and Third Team, Everly Harsh. Congratulations, ladies. Our Sportsmanship Award this year goes to an athlete who has been an asset to the program through her determination and largely through her selflessness. This young lady was willing to take on a challenge, sacrifice for her team, and accept the role she was needed in, even if it wasn't necessarily where she wanted to be. Her calm and steady demeanor on the court offered stability for the team. Her kindness and willingness to mentor and include younger teammates further exemplifies her sportsmanship and commitment to team bonding and relationships. She is a well-rounded, determined young lady with a bright future ahead of her. The Sportsmanship Award goes to Lauren Talton. Congratulations, Lauren. Couple quick thank yous. Coach Johnson was in her first season as the JV coach. She had a great first year, finishing 11-3. A special thank you to our volunteer coaches, Coach Malad and Coach Skavinsky, for their commitment and their time to the program and to their girls. It was greatly appreciated. Also, a shout out to our trainer, Becca. Thank you for all of your support and help for our athletes. And also to Leah Michael for your continued partnership with the Springfield program and for all that you've done as a team mom, not only this year, but for over the years that Lakin's been a part of the program. Coach Crabtree, thank you for your continued mentorship and support of the volleyball program. Thank you for your determination during these challenging times to make sure that student athletes receive the recognition they deserve. We couldn't do it without you. And a special thank you to the student section and Williamsport community for supporting us. I also want to say thank you to my fellow coaches. It is really a great honor and privilege to be a part of the coaching team at Williamsport High School. We're looking forward to the time when we can all safely be together again so that we can begin preparing for our schedule in the fall. Stay well, and thanks again for all of your support.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mrs. Cinco, and this is my third year as the basketball cheerleading coach at Williamsport High School. I hope you are all doing well, and I'm going to share a little bit of the highlights from our past season this winter. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is all about basketball cheerleading. I had a little bit of fun the last couple of months with a little extra time. Found some pictures of me cheering in high school and in college on the dance team, and it truly is a passion of mine. I love being positive and spirited and always encouraging others. So I know what it takes and things that I want to encourage the girls to be, not just as a cheerleader, but in their character and as a student, and in things that they'll be doing as they move throughout life. So at the beginning of the season, when girls try out to be a cheerleader, I asked them a question, what they think the role of a cheerleader is. So I went back and I found some quotes of what they wrote in their responses, and I thought I'd include these here as what we encourage here as cheerleaders at Williamsport. So one of the responses said a cheerleader is someone who spreads school pride and supports their team. So very true. We support our team whether they're winning, they're losing, and we always strive to have that school pride and demonstrate that in whatever we do. Another response said, I see the role of a cheerleader as being someone who is passionate about encouraging others to do their best in a positive, upbeat manner. The description itself is in the name, cheer. There are people who know how to get a crowd going. So exactly. So I'll talk just a brief little bit about how we work to raise the spirit in the crowd so that we can get our energy going during the games. And the last one was very comprehensive. She talked about the roles of a cheerleader, include being positive, having good character throughout school and outside school, as well as throughout your whole community. Being a cheerleader shows leadership and responsibility. So that's exactly the kind of skills that we work to help the girls develop as they move throughout life, move on to the next stage, and just those qualities of that character building that can be reflected in their everyday life. So in general, cheerleading is all about encouraging others. So of course, we're encouraging our team as they play the game, but not just that, encouraging your team members. So it includes working together, as they stunt and work on these brand new skills. It takes a lot of communication, a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, and they all have to be in it in order for it to work. We work to build confident leaders, so not just as cheerleaders, of course you have to be a leader, but also outside in the academic world and also in just other activities. So I found this statement and I really liked it. It says, a cheerleader is a dreamer that never gives up. So whether we're working on a new skill, we always work on it. You got to start somewhere. And then it is very encouraging to see the end result after you've mastered something that you've been working so hard on during the season. So that's very exciting. So this is our team. We were small but mighty, and like I mentioned, we worked together and we learned a lot throughout the season and had a lot of fun and learned a lot. So some highlights of our season, we incorporated a mascot to raise crowd involvement and spirit. You'll see that on the next couple slides. We learned some new cheers. It takes a lot of cheers during a game, so you have a lot of different types of cheers that you have to learn. And we had some new girls join the team. We had some experienced girls that had a lot of years, but also some new ones. So it was definitely a highlight and a celebration that they learned a lot of these cheers. We performed during the quarters and timeouts. We did some cheering, we did some stunting, which is the next one. So stunting, we didn't have any stunts, it was a new team, to successfully performing some new stunts. So like I mentioned, it takes a lot of teamwork, a lot of communication, a lot of dedication and work to get those stunts to be successful. Of course, we involved everyone in our half-court shot fundraiser. So that was definitely a fun time. And our basketball team did wonderful this year. So we cheered them on to many victories this season. So here are a couple of the pictures with our mascot. So that was exciting part of this season. We were able to have him on the sideline, in the crowds. Here they are, raising spirit in the stands. So we always try to do that to cheer on our team. And of course, we utilize some signs and have some chants and some things to raise that spirit and energy. So here's one of the stunts we were able to work on this year, and we have our mascot in that picture. So I thought that would be a good one to include this year. And I thank you. It truly has been a blessing to be a coach, to work with the girls, to see their improvements from day one to the end of the season. And I just encourage you, stay positive, stay focused, keep moving, and keep your head up. I hope you enjoy the rest of this presentation and the rest of your evening.
I would like to say a huge thank you to our entire coaching staff. They put in countless hours with our student athletes to provide them the opportunities to learn and grow as people as well as athletes. They teach them more than X's and O's. Many life lessons are learned through sports. Thank you to the best coaching staff. Another big thank you to our fabulous Becca. The students and coaches respect your knowledge and care you provided in your first ever year as an AT. Thanks, Becca.
The True Grit Award ceremony did not happen this year, but we still want to recognize Corey Jamison as WHS's nominee for this award. Corey tore his ACL right before his junior baseball season and worked extremely hard to get back on the field this spring, only to have his comeback cut short. Fortunately, he will continue to play baseball at Shepherd University next year. Congratulations, Corey.
The United States Marine Corps Distinguished Athlete Award is designed to recognize high school varsity athletes who display courage, poise, self-confidence, and leadership. It is also designed to recognize those exemplary young citizens who are role models for other students. They are inspirational and show great determination. The WHS recipient of this award is Brandon Myers. Coach Reck had this to say about Brandon. Brandon is one of the unquestioned leaders of our wrestling team. He was voted a team captain and led the daily stretch. Brandon has wrestled for nearly 3 years out of his weight class at a higher weight to help the team and never once complained. Brandon still volunteers for our junior league wrestling program, refereeing matches on Sundays, often after wrestling an all-day tournament on Saturday. If one of our underclassmen is having trouble in school or at home, I always sent him to Brandon to have a discussion because I know he will tell him the right things and lead him in the right direction. Congrats, Brandon, on this awesome achievement. Congratulations to this year's Wildcat Athletic Booster Scholarship winner for our female, Alex Knoll. And also congratulations to Alex Huffer for winning the Wildcat Athletic Booster Scholarship for the male. Why is the Female Scholar Athlete Award named in honor of Mr. and Mrs. Richard Daub? Long before the Title IX law was passed in 1972, Mr. Daub was an advocate for girls to participate in athletics. He began teaching and coaching at WHS in 1933 and returned in 1946 after serving in World War II. He began coaching boys basketball, baseball, and soccer at WHS. There were no official sports teams for girls at that time, and he wanted to see females have the opportunities that males had in athletics. Mr. Daub passed in 1985 at the age of 76 after a short illness. Because of his longtime support and advocacy of female athletics, the WHS Female Scholar Athlete Award was appropriately renamed the Richard E. Daub Female Scholar Athlete Award in his honor. In 2012, after Mrs. Daub's passing, the award's name was changed to also honor her. For over 2 decades, Mrs. Daub presented the award on Mr. Daub's behalf. She was more than just an awards presenter. She attended many girls' sporting events at WHS, and she was also an active member of the Williamsport Girls and Women in Sports Committee, which is an organization in Williamsport that is dedicated to preserving the women's sports heritage in our community and fostering opportunities for female athletes. I am proud to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Daub's son, Mr. Terry Daub, who will present the 2020 Richard and Imogene Daub Female Scholar Athlete Award.
All right, I would like to thank Principal Knoll and Emily Crabtree for inviting me to come to this, and the band and the boosters, the sports boosters, for inviting me to do this, present this award. The Richard and Imogene Daub Scholarship Athlete Award is presented to the female student athlete who demonstrates excellence in the classroom as well as athletics. This young lady participated in 2 sports for 4 years. She has earned 7 varsity letters. Coaches describe this year's award winner as everything she does with 100% effort. She is completely committed to achieving success in the classroom and through athletics. We used to joke about how many math classes she was taking at once, which made me love her even more. Her opponents on the softball field would describe her as tough, powerful, and always a threat. Her teammates would describe her as dedicated, determined, and passionate. She puts in extra time to get better. She sets a good example for her peers and is a natural leader. She was a huge part of our success and will be greatly missed by her teammates and coaches. She was a 4-year participant on the girls basketball team. In those 4 years, she was a big part of our program's success, helping us attain a 65-29 record in her 4 seasons on varsity. She was either first or second in many offensive and defensive categories during her junior and senior season. Her biggest attribute to our team was her desire and willingness to do whatever was asked of her, and her ability to compete and play hard every game. Her toughness was second to none, as she never missed one game in her 4 years. I guess you could call her the Cal Ripken of our program. She will graduate with high honors from the Academy of Health Professionals at Washington County Technical High School. This recipient of the 2020 Richard and Imogene Dowd Female Scholar Athlete Award is Jordan Yekel. Congratulations, Jordan, for all your hard work and success.
Why the Joseph K. Scott Scholar Athlete Award? Mr. Joseph K. Scott came to Williamsport High School from Virginia in 1948 to teach agricultural science. He later became vice principal and then principal of the old Williamsport High School. In 1970, the present Williamsport High School opened, and Mr. Scott assumed the role of principal of the new school. As the principal of the new school, he appointed the school's athletic coaching staff: Coach Larry Wadle, Coach Curtis Graff, Coach Neville Leonard, Coach Marvin Baker, Coach Glenn Smith, and Coach Rosemary Williams. During Mr. Scott's tenure, the number of athletic teams increased, and the school's nickname became the Williamsport Wildcats. Mr. Scott presided over the initiation of the football program at the new facility. Mr. Scott retired from education in 1978 and enjoyed a very healthy and happy 40 years in retirement until he passed in May of 2018 at the age of 103 years old. This is the 40th year this award has been presented to the male scholar athlete at Williamsport High School.
The Joseph K. Scott Scholar Athlete Award is presented to the male student athlete who demonstrates excellence in the classroom as well as athletics. This young man has been active at Williamsport High School for all 4 years. He has participated in 6 sports in 4 years, and he has earned 9 varsity letters. Some coaches describe this year's award winner as, "Over the years, I have been privileged to work with him. He has been willing to do whatever is asked of him. Whether it was playing in the back or in the midfield, he has always been that steady presence that opposing teams had to account for. He could control the center of the park, but he could also hurt you going forward if you gave him space, which is what you look for in a player at this level. I've been fortunate enough to coach him in many environments for a very long time, and he has been that integral part of our program over the last 4 years." 2 things immediately come to mind when I think of him. He's a competitor and a great teammate. He would have to have those qualities to decide to come out for cross country during his senior year while dual sporting with soccer. He showed up to practices and meets whenever his soccer schedule allowed, even if he needed to rest his body and could do no more than support his teammates. Think of how many teenagers would go to school all day, grind hard at soccer practice for 2 hours, and then still be willing to come encourage his teammates at practice. It's no surprise that with his selflessness and a competitive drive that he is earning this award. I knew there was something special about him from the very first practice that we had. I could see his leadership and dedication. I called him my do-everything track star because that is what he did. He ran every race with so much heart and determination. You don't find athletes like that all the time. The recipient of the 2020 Joseph K. Scott Scholar Athlete Award is Alex Huffer. Congratulations, Alex. We're so proud of you.
This concludes the 2020 Williamsport High School Varsity Sports Show. This has been a difficult time for all of us. We have been moving through this coronavirus pandemic with mixed emotions. Many of us started in fear of the unknown, disappointment, confusion, and frustration because of things we lost, but sometimes things like this are blessings in disguise. Many Wildcats have stepped up to help others and show kindness with thoughtful, caring gestures. Our emotions have turned to optimism, gratefulness, hope, and positivity. Many have had to slow down and appreciate the little things, which are truly the most important ones.